Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the compare indicator. But before we do, if you have not watched my first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that right now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team, and as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down in the description below. You can also find a link to our Discord server, so that way we can all discuss testing indicators and building our trading system. And lastly, you can find a link below to TradingView. If you sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money using the link below. Alright, before we get into testing today's indicator, I wanted to put up the indicator scoreboard. So, to date, we have tested 20 indicators. And out of those 20 indicators, we have had 7 winners. One of those being a 85% win rate, which is a very great win rate for a single indicator. So, as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you can take any one of these 7 indicators and start profitably trading the market now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of the 7 indicators, and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work hard to maximize your profits when it comes to trading. Alright, so like I said, today's indicator will be the compare indicator. The compare indicator is a single line indicator. It does not really have a zero line, very similar to the last indicator we tested, the accumulation distribution indicator. And so what we have done is the same setup here. We have taken and added just a regular moving average to the compare indicator. And once we do that, it gives us a 2-line cross indicator at this point that we can then trade. I'm actually going to change the moving average to a 15, extend it out just a little bit more so that way it doesn't hug the compare line so much. We are on a random pair as usual, and the take profit and stop is here designated, of course, by the ATR, which I've explained in other videos, and we are testing them on a random year. In this case, it will be 2019. So, the indicator itself, like I said, is a 2-line cross. So when the purple line, which is the faster, the compare line, when it moves and crosses up above the moving average, the orange line, that will be a buy signal. When it crosses down below the moving average, the orange moving average line, that will be a sell signal. And that is how we are going to test it here today. Let's move on with the testing here. See what we can get out of this indicator. Looks like the first signal would end up being a loss, and the second signal would also end up being a loss. Let's see what we can get out of the third signal here. The third signal looks like we might have actually squeezed out a win. Let's do it off this one here. Yeah, we would have picked up a win on that one. So, we eventually picked up a win. I take that back. Let's see. Let's measure this off here. So we actually had a couple crosses here. It would have been really close, but see, we don't get it until there, so no. Looking back on it here, that would have actually been a loss as it, yep, bumped itself down right there. We'd have taken a loss. Would have jumped up again right here above. And looks like that's not quite across there. It looks like it just barely touched it. So let's play it out a little bit and see where this goes. There would not have been a win, and so that would have been another loss. So far, this is not looking good for the compare indicator, but we will move on and give it its fair chance. Looks like it did pick up one win right there as it crossed back up above here. Never actually dropped back down there, so this one would have been an entry long. Let's actually measure this off here real quick. That would have been the candle there. So there to there wouldn't have made it. Came down there, would not have stopped out. Yep, so that would have been a win there. What's strange about this indicator is it seems to be just giving some really sporadic signals. I mean, it goes, like for example, this area right here where it's, I mean, there's a lot of movement right here in this area, but looking down here at the indicator, it just trends up and up and up and up and up, which is very, very odd. It's almost like a divergence type movement right here. Of course, if you haven't, if you're not sure what divergence is, I did a video on divergence and spoke about it in a couple other videos previous to that. But yeah, I mean, the price action is making movement here, but the indicator itself is just doing something really strange. Yeah, that's kind of my initial observation at the moment, being halfway through the year here, is that it doesn't seem to really have a lot of rhyme or reason to following the price action. Just kind of seems to be doing, whatever it wants to do, I guess. It's the way to put it. And then you kind of see the same thing happening right here. I mean, this is trending down quite significantly. And yet it doesn't seem to be reflecting that in the indicator itself. I mean, I guess sometimes you will find indicators that try to explain this as best as possible. Sometimes you will find indicators that don't work on a up and down basis. So most of your indicators, especially single line indicators, as they are moving down, trending down, the price action is trending down. As the indicator is trending up, price action is trending up. Sometimes you will have indicators like the Arun, for example. I did a video on the Arun. You can go back and watch that video, but the Arun does not have an up and down designation. So it has lines that indicate short and long, but for the signal to take place, that line always goes up. And so the short signal, the line for the short will go up, which is a signal. It reaches up above the long line. And same way in reverse, when the long line goes up above the short line, that is a sell or a signal to go long. So you always have the indicator giving signals by going up and not down. And there are a few other indicators that are like that, and they can be reversed also. The signal could always be going down, and that is a signal to go long and short. But the line itself kind of indicates whether it should be a long or a short. And so sometimes you will see instances where you have what appears to be divergence in that the price action is moving down, 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 like this area right here, but the indicator is moving up, up, up. And that is a sign of a strong trend. And so if uh, the uh, and a lot of times you will need another indicator to designate whether it's short or long, and the indicator in question would basically be saying that this is a strong trend. And so if your first indicator is giving you a short signal and your trend indicator is saying this is a strong trend, then you can follow that short signal. If it's giving you, if the actual signal indicator is giving you a long signal and the trend indicator is saying it is a strong trend, then you would follow that long signal. But if the trend indicator is not giving you a strong trend, then you could ignore that signal. That's kind of how those indicators play in an entire system, or how they are intended to be used. And so sometimes you will see that where there is a divergence, but this one seems to just do whatever it wants to do. I mean, you have instances where there's a strong trend happening and the indicator itself is showing a strong trend. Sometimes you have a, still a strong trend happening down, and, it's moving up instead of down. All right, so we are at the end of the year now, and my first observation after the year is complete is that this seems to be also an overtrader. It also appears to be maybe one of the worst indicators we've tested yet, but we'll see here in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 winners. So that is about a 25% win rate. So that's not necessarily the worst, but that puts it pretty darn close to the Klinger oscillator, I believe it was, with a 24% win-loss ratio. So it barely beat out the worst indicator that we've tested yet. And as I said earlier in the video, it just is giving some very strange signals. Some divergent looking signals that really have no rhyme or reason. And so at this point, I don't think there is any hope at all for trying to improve upon the compare indicator. So of course it is going on the no list, and we will move on from here. If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, alright everybody, I will see you on the next video.